This DVD is about milking routines. The aim is to make milking more efficient, easier on both people and cows. It shows key principles for effective milking in swing-over herringbone dairies, with views of efficient dairies in operation. Milking routines are the way milking is organised, the order in which the various tasks are carried out. An efficient routine saves time, the cost of running the machine, and your energy. A study of 80 farm dairies in New Zealand found that good routines included the following main points. As soon as the first group of cows are in position, the first clusters go on. The milker moves 3 to 6 cows up into place, has a quick look along the row, and if there are several cows finished, starts changing clusters quietly and smoothly. Most cows should have clean udders. If there is dry dung or dirt on the teats, rub this off by hand. Secondly, the last cows in the row are being teat sprayed as the front cows are moving out of the dairy. That is, the head gate is opened early enough to avoid any wasted time waiting for cows to walk out. The third aim is for the cows to start moving in from the yard as the milked cows move out. Cows follow into the bale area without any gap. The key to milking efficiently in herringbones is getting to the gate opening point as soon as practical. The best milking routine is one chosen to do just that. This is especially important for larger herringbones, as the time it takes cows to unload and load is often what holds milking up. There are a few practical points to consider when working out a routine. Stripping the foremilk from quarters is the best way to spot any signs of clinical mastitis, and is recommended as a major step towards controlling mastitis levels. It can be done without interrupting cow flow or prolonging the milking routine, by stripping just 1/4 at a milking, working your way around the cow over 4 milkings. There are several ways to cup cows. Some are easier to do than others. One simple way is the round the circle method. For cows on the left-hand side, facing the exit, use the right hand to hold the claw and the left hand to cup the cows. Start with the right rear cup, the one over the arm holding the cluster. Then attach the right front, left front, and finally the left rear. This method is not always the fastest, but it is reliable, easily taught, reduces the chance of getting kicked, and stops overuse injuries. You change hands for changing clusters on the right side of the herringbone. Bored with that method? Try this instead, as Matt does it. 2 at a time, always aiming to even out the workload on wrists and arms. After all, it's common on large farms in New Zealand to be cupping around 500 or even more cows in a milking. Another fundamental, cluster changing, is the main task, and when needed, all the available people should be doing it. This allows more time for the cows to go out and in. It's especially important for long herringbones and those with design faults that slow cows down. Do the less important tasks when no clusters need changing. Tasks such as hosing under the cows are done only when there is spare time. Teat spraying is done in batches of 3 to 6, depending on where the hoses hang. Some farmers spray the whole row after finishing cupping, although this will be slower as the head gate cannot be opened as early. Handheld sprayers are also used, but can be easily knocked over if left on the bale floor. Well, here they come. Now the plan is to put these ideas into an efficient sequence so that time is not wasted and you do no unnecessary walking. Let's look at two slightly different examples. Let's try this first without any cows getting in the way. The first method shows one milker who is also teat spraying. The milker shuts the head gate and brings up the first batch of cows. He has a look around to see if there are a few cows finished and then starts changing the clusters over. He teat sprays every 4 to 5 cows as he goes, depending on where the spray nozzles are. If a cow has not finished milking, he goes straight past and continues to change clusters right along the row. When it suits, he changes over those cows that are a bit slower than the average. Part way down, he tightens the backing gate little by little, then opens the head gate, judging it so the cows can be moving out all the time he is spraying. He then walks forward, bringing up the next batch of cows to be milked, shutting the head gate as the last milked cow leaves. Note that with a well-designed dairy, we expect the rest of the row to walk in by themselves. If they do not, then check the bale area design and or backing gate control. And so it goes. Now let's look at how the routine can be changed slightly for two milkers working in a larger dairy. The first milker brings up the first batch of cows as usual. The second milker brings the second batch up. The rest file in. The milkers both take a quick look around and, if they are able, cup any slow cows first. If enough cows have finished milking, both start changing clusters, leaving out any slow cows, cupping and spraying as they go, aiming to get to the head gate opening position as quickly as practical. The most important thing in larger dairies is that both milkers work together. This is so that the head gate can be opened early to give plenty of time for the cows to leave the dairy. The backing gate is moved up little and often to tighten up the cows so they start walking in as soon as the milked row leaves. Teat spraying is done as they go, each milker spraying their own batch of cows. When the milkers are about halfway to 3/4 of the way down the row, the head gate is opened. One milker can return to spray and change clusters from slow cows once they are both about halfway down the row. The other person continues changing clusters. A few extra steps are involved, but it could be a little easier to manage. Once they meet up, they continue to bunny hop past each other till the whole row is changed. Of course, there are several variations to each of these routines, and some will suit dairies better than others. The milking is over, the cows are on their way to the fields. They're off to do what they appear to like doing most, eating. Leon finishes the clean-up. The tanker is on its way to the factory. Take time out to think about your milking routine. Can it be improved to give you more time to do what you like doing?
How much froth would you like?
Oh, just how you did it yesterday.
Is it good?
Ah, beautiful.
Getting the most out of a good routine is made easier by having the right equipment and controls where you need them. These are a few of the key features for efficient milking in herringbones. It's good to have a yard big enough to hold the whole herd. A motorised backing gate helps cow flow into the bale area. A mirror to see out into the yard without leaving the pit helps you control the backing gate without stressing the cows. A lead-in or funnel at each entry, either made by extending the pit or using pipework, improves cow flow. Correct breast rail height, 760mm to top of pipe for Friesians and 700 for Jerseys, has a major influence on cow flow and comfort. Locate the handles to open front gates right down the pit, also backing gate and wash down pump controls. Shift any that are not in convenient places. Pull cords can run the full length of the pit, and warning lamps are excellent. Locate mule feeder handles to minimise walking. They should be where the milker will be at the time they are to be operated. Pendulum or scissor type head gates work really well and are easy to use. Locate teat spray nozzles so milkers can teat spray as they work their way down the pit. Avoid backtracking. Fit trays or baskets so all gear needed is instantly available. And last but not least, manual drafting systems should be easily operable from the pit. It is because of excellent cow flow, efficient routines and convenient location of necessary equipment, up to a 24-unit dairy can be managed by one person for much of the year. Importantly, the routine should minimise risk to the health of cows and to people, so they leave the dairy with enough energy to enjoy their leisure.